More pots would be enough, but just looking at them, it's not just straightforward.
Seven.
Another long blue. And he could get on the red that's next to the black. And that's all he would need, so big shot. He's looking at the scoreboard. Maybe he hasn't got a good angle to just screw back and leave the red into the left corner. Yeah, it's not dead straight, so it's slightly awkward here. Oh, he's covered it. Bit unlucky there.
12.
65 in front. There's still a possible 67 on the table. As we show you this screw shot, if he just flicks that red another fraction, it's frame over.
He'll be a bit reluctant to bring the red off the cushion. I mean, it might be worth just playing a really negative safety shot and just pushing another red on the cushion and leave the white next to the pink. If you can snooker him on the one he's pushing to the cushion, that might be a good shot to play.
And if we get the black safe, that would help as well. But what has he played here? My goodness me.
12.
What was that, Liang? You try to put the black safe, but you don't stick the red up, because Judd's a left-hander and the black's the correct side of the table for him. I'll tell you what, he really has lost his way at the moment, Judd. You know, he was looking good at 4-1. It looked like it was going to be a comfortable evening for him, and all of a sudden things have turned right around. And okay, the rocker and you're striking down on them, but he didn't even wobble it in the jaws. And Liang keeps trying to put a red or a color on the cushion, and he's not quite managing it. I think that might have drifted slightly. He was playing the snooker in behind the pink. He might be able to pot this. It was a good idea had he have snookered him on this red, but I don't think he has. He might have to bend it slightly, but we've got a perfect picture. We'll know if it's in before he does.
1.
4 each, Wills.
Absolutely, Dennis. And I thought if for 1 second we didn't say it was in, did we? Because we thought it was going high. But it's a very strange match, this. I don't think I've seen a match as strange this for quite some time. How can a player be so dominant and then so bad?
8.
It's a strange game. It's not like that Liang's outplaying him, just missing balls all over the place now. Well, the red's
and
not
frame.
gone in, and Judd
Yeah,
Trump
one
is going to
ball.
carry on, but barring snow, he's not carrying on. Judd Trump's is conceded, so we're all square. Who'd have thought that about 2.5 hours ago? Oh, we'll take a little breather. We'll leave you with a few stats just to try and work out what's happening here.
Okay. Frame 9, Judd Trump to break.
Well, this match started out the best of 11. It's now the best of 3 to see who goes through to the last 16. So 3 frames in a row for the Chinese player.
Well, everything going Liang's way at the moment. He's pushed the red towards the corner, but the yellow's come to his rescue. Can't really play safe off the outside of the pack to get back into baulk down the left-hand side, so he's going to have to play a very thin one in between blue and pink if he can get through there. I'm not too sure they can get through the gap. So he's in trouble again.
I might be able to take this red up into the right corner pocket past the blue. It's a bit of a free shot. because he wouldn't leave a great deal, only the red that he's attempting, and if he gets on the blue, he could then give himself a chance to go into the pink and bunch of red. So this would be a nice one to pot, and you're right down his cue. Looks good to me, and it looks good to Liang, because he was on his way around the table. He knew straight away he'd hit this nicely, and he's on the blue, and if he hits the pink full ball, he could put quite a few on here. Screw and plenty of pace. And how's your luck now? Might be okay.
6.
Just hit the pink 3/4 ball, but good enough to open the reds. He might be able to drop one in here and leave the pink. Yeah, pink or black to the middle pocket, so he's okay.
Seven.
Not too bad. He's not quite as far off the cushion as we'd like, but he has the red in the middle, the one up nearest the blue. That one in the middle there is no problem, so you can just roll the black in. And amazingly enough, these reds are perfect for a 40 or 50 point lead at least. What a turnaround this has been. Didn't see this coming, I've got to be honest. I know he's a little bit out of sorts health-wise in his opening match, but he looked pretty sharp when he came into
14.
the auditorium this evening. After 3.5 frames, he hadn't missed a ball.
Yeah, go back to the 4th frame, Willie. There was one shot that we thought he shouldn't have taken onto the middle pocket. It was a risky one. Up until that stage, Liang hadn't potted a single ball. And, you know, from that point, it seems to have turned the whole match around.
Okay.
Just got a little heavy contact, so we'll have the cue ball cleaned. Well, the blue this time.
20.
And also the cue ball.
It's just a case of getting rid of that red at some stage, the one that's
21.
just to the right of the black. Once he gets rid of that, the black's available into both pockets, and it becomes a frame winning chance. Until he gets rid of that red, he's got a little bit of work to do.
That was a bit of an edgy one. He shouldn't have been using the rest, really.
Judd sitting in his chair, looking a little bit forlorn. That was a bit of a twitch.
It's still okay though, but yeah, the shot I was talking about in the 4th frame, we can show you it, because, you know, he's not getting nicely on the colour. He's having to leave a long blue. Surely he must have spotted that red at the back.
I can only think, Dennis, he didn't notice that in his eye line. He just thought I can play a shot to nothing, and didn't notice that red.
27.
He left an easy red into the right corner, and that's turned this whole match around.
28.
He won't sleep well tonight, Mr. Trump, should he lose this match. And Jamie Jones last night. What two players have both done their best to throw the matches away.
There's still a long way to go, though. Liang is doing nicely, but he's not keeping complete control of the cue ball at the moment.
36.
He was up at 95 100% pot success rate at one stage, Judd. And his long pot
41.
success rate was at 100%. That's dropped away to 63%.
42.
If he can make enough here to secure this frame, he'll give Judd a bit of a headache. He'd have to win the last 2 frames, which he's quite capable of doing in no time at all, but he's missed quite a few over the last hour or so.
Needs another 3 reds
49.
at least. So he needs to leave an angle. I think the bottom red of the pack will pot. One on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side. So he doesn't have to play into the pack just yet, but
Red.
look at the pot success since the interval. Judd Trump, 76%. Not good enough. One of the best players in the world has just gone all at sea since the interval. He'd probably be kicking himself, thinking, why have I played the red in the middle that resulted in a 78 break from Liang when there was no need. He's overscrewed that.
50.
Yeah, it's a bit of adrenaline, isn't it, that's crept into Liang Wenbo's game. What a good recovery that is. He's still out of position.
57.
He's had to work really hard. He kept losing close control, but that was a terrific cut there. Yeah, one good shot here, and he's 5-4 in front. He's got an angle to come off the brown, you would say, near the middle pocket, and straight into the reds. Not sure if there's one red available in that bunch, but he's got a good angle on the brown. Yeah, he's played it well. He's unlucky. He's very unlucky. He couldn't have played that
62.
any better. Amazing.
Well, that was a face pull, wasn't it, that one? Well, he was unlucky, as you rightly say. He couldn't have, if he played it 10 times on the trot, he couldn't have been any better than that. He can't believe it.
It's the sort of face you used to pull, Willie, when you had a bit of a bad run.
I was a shake of the head, wasn't I? We used to shake my head. John Parrott's head would have dropped off if it happened to him. He could shake his head, Parrott.
He'd love to be able to knock something safe, but if he plays up the table, he'll leave this red near the right corner pocket, so he's not only not dropped on a red, it's left it difficult to play a good safety shot.
Don't blame him for taking his time here. This is a really important shot. He's 62 in front, only red colour away from making it 5-4. And as Dennis mentioned, putting a red safe's fine as long as you don't leave the long pot.
I'm just wondering if he flicked off that red and left the white over near where I've got the other white near the middle pocket, would it cover everything into this right corner? Don't think he's even thought about that, but it might be a possibility. That's kept it safe, but it's given the advantage
62.
to Judd here. Giving himself a little telling off there, but it wasn't his fault. He's a bit unlucky with the cannon.
Well, everything's gone at the minute. His timing has gone when you consider he played to finish on the baulk cushion with that cue ball.
He'd love to be able to knock a red towards a cushion. Normally you'd play off the one that's just behind the pink there and back up the table, and he's a bit worried about sending a red over the corner pocket, but if he plays that safety shot, there's every chance that he could knock something to a cushion, which he badly needs, having a 62-point advantage. So I would take the risk of playing that one, back up the table, and hope to be able to knock something safe and not over a pocket. Now then, have a look at this shot. There's a couple of reds that Judd could go for, the long straight one, which he's good at. He's taken the other one because he can get back up the table from that. Now he needs the white to pull up, or he needs a favourable kiss on the brown. And he hasn't had it, so it's tuck up time in behind the brown.
Just trump 1.
Now can he get twice across the table and lay on the red that's to the left of the black? I think he can. Need terrific judgment though. That's the shot that he's got available to him. He'd have to be very precise. Somewhere near that line would get him there. No, that's a bit too wide.
Foul. And a miss. Just trump full.
He's had a good look, Judd, but he'll have it put back. He seemed to play it with just too much side. Let's see if we can get closer this time. Yes. Very good. It might be a possible pot to the middle pocket though. No, and that is the end of this frame. It was worth the risk there, because if he had to drop that red in, he had every chance.
One.
He's just overdone that a little bit. If he had to finish short on the blue, he would have had a nice easy green, but he wants to make sure of this. Although Judd needs a snooker, well, he will need a snooker if he pots the blue, so it's a must pot. And it's safely in the pocket.
6.
He's got to win the last two frames now, you'd feel. 63 the difference, just 59 on the table. One snooker to tie, this long red to make absolutely certain of the frame. So not over just
6
yet, but barring snookers, Liang has gone one ahead. Still a bit of a chance though for Judd Trump here.
1. Seven. 8.
Yeah, the yellow and brown are in pretty good
15.
position for snookers.
16.
Just make sure that he leaves himself a good angle on the red to get a snooker. It's 2 snookers that's required at the moment,
23.
but every chance of getting a pretty good one here. Looks good.
Judd Trump. 23.
Just the one cushion escape, but sometimes they're not that easy to judge. A lot of players like to hit a couple of cushions, but it's got to be pretty accurate here. Yeah, well played.
Thanks.
Well, this is an excellent safety shot.
Oh, yeah, he knows he was lucky there because it would have been an easy snooker if the red had pulled up a little bit shorter. Still got the snooker, but it would have been much more difficult if he had been able to just roll in behind the pink. Just one cushion. Yeah, that'll do very nicely. Bit fortunate there, but there was always a possibility that could happen. But, he was just trying to hit the red. Getting the snooker was a bonus. And there's enough room for Judd to slip around the back of this red. So we could have a concession here. And he has slipped around the back of the red.
Young Wemble, 4. One.
Wouldn't be surprised if both players leave the arena after this. Judd to compose himself and Liang to
3.
get himself ready for one more frame that would give him quite a
5.
famous victory.
Eight. Twelve. 17. 23.
Well, he's enjoying himself at the moment, Liang. He was
13
4-1
frame.
behind,
Yeah,
and he's
number.
just won 4 frames in a row, and he now leads Judd Trump by 5 frames to 4.